Tonight on CTV News, the truck driver who died in a workplace accident has been named. Council will seek a peer review over the coastal hazards report, but not everyone's happy. And the news rural Canterbury's been waiting for. 4G broadband's on its way. Kia ora, good evening. A Christchurch man who died when he was caught between a stationary truck and trailer unit has been named. 65-year-old Colin Craig was killed in the workplace incident earlier on Wednesday at GVI Logistics near Christchurch Airport. He later died in hospital. Police and WorkSafe New Zealand are continuing to investigate the incident. The Christchurch City Council's agreed to a further review of the controversial Coastal Hazards Report, and although the Christchurch Coastal Residents United group's pleased with the decision, they're still pushing to have the Tonkin and Taylor report dropped altogether. Christchurch City Council has voted unanimously today to see a peer review of its Coastal Hazard Assessment Report. Under the review, Council will meet with a panel of scientific experts and affected communities discussing the next course of action regarding coastal hazards.
That should have been done before this process started. The Mayor did acknowledge that the deficiencies are around the fact that they had so little time, and that Tonkin and Taylor had to simply meet a very short period of time to put out a report.
The Coastal Hazards Report was scrapped in its third stage, affecting close to 18,000 properties on seaside areas around the city. Central Government stepped in to halt the process, and now a new report will be used alongside the Tonkin-Taylor report, but Munro says it needs to be scrapped too.
The Parliamentary Commissioner for the Environment is talking about the new process, and we support what she's been saying, but this Tonkin and Taylor part is from the previous process, which has been found to be faulty. We need to get rid of that, and until we can get rid of that, we can't start on a new process.
The Council will also explore issues regarding LIM reports for affected areas to ensure the information is fair, clear and accurate, with many property owners struggling with existing and new builds due to the Coastal Hazards Report.
I'm pretty confident that the new process we start will be very good, it will be fair. The Mayor talked about 12 months of consultation before we even start, and those are things we want to hear. And the issue now is getting rid of what we've had, so we've got a clean sheet to start again.
The Parliamentary Commissioner for the Environment will meet with the Council in February next year to take extensive action about the coastal review. Police are investigating an attempted child abduction which happened in Prebbleton this morning. A man reportedly tried to abduct the child who was waiting for a school bus on Springs Road. The man's been described as around 20 years old, wearing black jeans, a grey hoodie and black gloves. While the child was not from Prebbleton School, they've sent a warning email out to parents to be careful in the area. A woman's been cut free from a car in Christchurch today after the vehicle she was driving was rear-ended. Andrew King explains.
The crash happened around 9 a.m. at an intersection in Marihau. It is believed the woman was turning right onto Westminster Street from Hills Road when the crash happened.
What we responded to was an NVA with a vehicle accident, one person trapped. The lady has been hit from behind and she's experienced extreme back pain. So we had to remove the centre column of the car to remove her.
An off-duty fire officer provided the woman with first aid before fire crews in St John arrived.
He made it a lot easier on her. He put a kind of a neck brace on her, just using his hands, just to stop any further injury.
The woman was taken to Christchurch Hospital as a precaution. Residents say the corner had been realigned recently and it had reduced the vision at the intersection.
If cars are turning right into Westminster, there's quite a lot, often near misses, especially if somebody's parked on that side of the road.
Police are considering charging the other driver with careless use of a motor vehicle causing injury. Andrew King, CTV News.
A total fire ban's likely in the Waimakariri district before Christmas, and the Huanui district could follow suit if conditions continue to escalate. A restricted fire ban's already in place for many parts around the region, with fires only to be lit with a permit and under strict conditions. Rural fire volunteers are urging people to be sensible and vigilant when it comes to fires. A Christchurch company is creating business shirts with a difference. The clothing line's helping women overseas to make a living. Emma J. McLennan reports.
It all started with an idea to help women in developing countries make a living. But for the Little Yellow Bird team, what began with a few ethically made shirts is now expanding into a commercial business venture.
Providing customised shirts to businesses, and then with the profits that we make from those, we reinvest them into projects in India, and then we give that business regular updates on the progress of their project.
The team works directly with women in India, training them to sew the shirts so they can in turn help support their families. The shirts are sent to Christchurch with a note on the person who made them. They're then packaged up in sustainable cardboard boxes and sent to the individuals or companies who ordered them online.
At the moment we've got our classic sort of formal business shirts, and we can, depending on the size of the business, any size we can customise it with embroidered logos. If the order's more than 20, we can customise the trim, and then if the order was, a larger order over 100, then we can completely customise the design style of the shirt.
There is also a line of belts and mobile accessories, as well as casual shirts in the pipeline for March. Originally started by Canterbury University students Samantha Jones and Lena Kay, the business was taken through the UC Entrepreneurship Program. It was developed over 4 months and won the Sustainability and Social Enterprise Award earlier this year. But now Kay's moving back to Germany, Duda is coming on board.
Yeah, I definitely see huge potential just coming on board, and I've got a bit of a business, accounting and law background, and I think the opportunity is endless, and I think it could go global if we work hard enough. So just to see what happens over the next few months, and I think we could definitely take it worldwide.
Emma Jane McLennan, CTV News.
Well, still to come, good news for the region as 4G broadband's fast-tracked in rural areas, and Bridget's here with your neighbourhood news. Welcome back to CTV News. Environment Canterbury's Chief Executive Bill Bayfield's been reappointed for a further 2-year term. Bayfield was appointed Chief Executive back in 2011 for a period of 5 years. Under the Local Government Act, ECAN can appoint the incumbent CEO for a term of up to 2 years without advertising the vacancy, subject to performance review. The 2-year term will take effect as of June next year. Well, the annual sandcastle competition attracts thousands to New Brighton Beach every year, but it's now the event's looking at a change. Emma J. McLennan explains.
The good news for sandcastle fans is this. It looks like there will be international sand sculptures at the next New Zealand sandcastle competition.
We've got the opportunity of having some international stars. We've had them before, but only 1 or 2. But we've had inquiries from Italy, from Korea, China and the United States. And we felt, well, you've got to move forward in the city. And we had 20,000 people on the beach last year, or was it last year? Earlier this year. And we believe we can turn this thing into something even better.
But the bad news is it's been postponed. Instead of running on Waitangi Day as usual, it will be moved to next December.
It gives us more time for funding, which is always an issue, of course, with charitable trusts like ourselves. But if we moved it, we believe we can do far better.
The event will likely run over 2 days, with family activities on the 1st and international sand sculpting on the 2nd.
There's a gap there after the Santa's Parade and before Christmas, when schools are finished. A lot of children out there, a lot of young adults, a lot of families, and it'll give them something nice to do down on the beach at Brighton. So is it a gamble? No. Is it an educated guess and a good decision? I would like to think so.
The thousands that were attracted to the event last year were a great boost for the quake-hit area, and for Keely, that's what it's all about.
Let's bring people back to Brighton. We're very, very pro-New Brighton, and we feel it's very underutilised.
So if you were looking forward to the competition this summer, you might just have to take the kids out and organise your own. Emma Jane McLennan, CTV News.
It's good news for rural mobile users as one of New Zealand's largest telco companies fast-tracked their 4G rollout. The move's been welcomed by many, with a number of areas being selected to provide customers with the latest 4G broadband. Spark expects to have the service up and running by the end of next year. Well, now let's cross to Bridget Rutherford in the newsroom with what's happening in your neighbourhood.
Thanks for that, Jared. Hanmer Springs Thermal Pools and Spa has had a record-breaking financial year. The complex took in almost $11 million of revenue, making a profit of $2.5 million for the financial year. General Manager Graham Abbott says both figures are the highest recorded. He says an increase in international visitors and excellent summer weather was behind the strong result. The Rangiora Community Garden is looking for a new site to move to next year. The garden is run by the Hope Trust and has been operated from Rangiora High School land for nearly 5 years. Its lease runs out in the second half of next year. Garden manager Sandra Heerink says the support from the school has been appreciated, but the Trust is looking forward to new beginnings. A special ceremony for Waitakere school leavers will be the last on the school site. Burwood and Windsor schools were merged last year. Waitakere School was formed but operated out of the two sites. But next year they will physically combine for the first time at the former Windsor school site. The Year 6 pupils, the last on the Burwood site, were farewelled by the school last night. Hard work has paid off for two Hallsville dancers. Maya Wolfenden and Keisha Jones from the Annalise School of Dance received Jazz Dance New Zealand scholarships to help with their dance tuition fees. There are only 5 scholarships on offer in the country. They're given to dancers who show passion and dedication. Congratulations to Maya and Keisha. And 15 Te Waka Unua school pupils have become healthy heroes as part of a Ferrymead Rotary program. The pupils completed the Rotary Healthy Heroes Challenge and received awards and certificates for completing it. Each day for 9 weeks, the pupils had to do at least 30 minutes of physical activity, eat 5+ a day, get 8 to 10 hours of sleep each night, stretch the mind and be helpful. The pupils said they enjoyed the challenge and found getting the 8 to 10 hours of sleep the most difficult. From the newsroom, I'm Bridget Rutherford.
Thanks for that, Bridget. Now here's Warren Head with your business news update.
Good evening, I'm Warren Head from headliner.co.nz. All week, our bank economists throughout the country have been thinking about what would happen today, Thursday morning, when the Reserve Bank met again and talked about the monetary conditions and whether or not it would lower or hold on interest rates. Well, it cut the interest rates. It cut by just a little bit, what we call 25 basis points, to 2.5%. That means at home that your mortgage rates will be coming down, and on the money markets it meant that the rates went up slightly there to attract funds back in. And it also meant that on the currency side there was a little blip upwards in the dollar because everybody thought, well, is that it? Is there going to be more easing? And there was no discussion about whether or not that is the case or not. But why is it happening? It is happening because our economy is running at below average. Inflation is extremely low. So people get a little bit worried about that. It's worse going out the bottom than it is going out the top, apparently. And of course in Auckland, well, the runaway in house prices just keeps on going on. So what a problem for the central bank. So they cut rates. Now, of course, this meant there was an immediate reaction also from the business community. The headwinds from the climatic conditions offshore in terms of the commodity prices have been very disturbing. So everybody there is pleased to see it. In terms of commodity prices, what am I talking about? Well, for us who drive around with an ever expensive tank of gas, it also means that as the oil prices come down internationally, so do petrol prices. Now, the oil prices worldwide are at the lowest since about January 2009. There was an OPEC meeting in Vienna last week. They have this about twice a year. They couldn't reach agreement on capping production. So on we go, more demand out there, but more supply, always more supply. So down comes the price of oil, down comes the price of petrol. So today, BP and Z Energy have cut their prices again, 2 cents a litre, 2 cents a litre, 3 cents a litre on diesel for the third fall in less than a week. Now this means, of course, that the national octane price for 91 is now 189.9, diesel 114.9. Go back 1 year, it was $2 a litre for petrol and $1.32 for diesel. So you can see some economic impact coming through there. The other big thing on the commodity side, of course, is the milk price going forward. And today Fonterra came out and they reconfirmed their farm milk gate price of $4.60 per kg per milk solids, and they look forward to international prices hopefully improving in the first half of next year, because they said that the global price is unsustainably low and impacts on production everywhere. And of course their own farmers are going to produce about 6% less 6% less this season, so it means less income coming through there. And while you're out shopping, spare a thought too for the retailer, because the impact of all these economic aspects is that there's a lot of pressure now on their margins. They have a very low ability to raise prices to compensate for that. And so what we're seeing now is price is everything at the shop front. Price is everything. I'm Warren Head for headliner.co.nz.
Thanks for that, Warren. Well, after the break, Gordon's here with everything sport. Then it's your region's weather forecast. Welcome back to CTV News, and just a reminder, you can catch this bulletin again tonight at 7 p.m, as well as CTV News Week in Review every Saturday and Sunday at 5:30 for a wrap of the week's news. Well, now here's Gordon Finlater with the latest in local sport.
The Prime Minister made an appearance at Rugby Park today. John Key arrived via chopper with another well-known Cantab before officially unveiling the Canterbury Rugby Union's brand new headquarters. After toughing it out with ageing facilities and working from different locations around the city in recent years, the team are now happy to finally be under the one roof.
The facilities that were here in the past were, they're great. We won 7 championships there, so it's not all bad. The facilities doesn't mean that you can take it easy. You still got to do the hard work. But I think what it really means is that it's really important to the Crusaders in Canterbury. We've got a facility that we can be proud of. When the players walk in here, they feel proud of this environment, and they'll just go about their work knowing that they're working for a greater cause, and that's the people of this region.
The players are also stoked with the new building, with the first-class facilities now attractive for player recruitment and retention.
It's amazing, mate. We were in the old dungeon before, doom and gloom. Now we've got this massive gym, and under one roof with our big family. So we're all together now. We're not split up across Christchurch. So it just feels like, as I say, one big family.
And while the new look training facilities will be giving a new lease on this year's pre-season, it's still no easy slog.
Yeah, it does bring a little bit of excitement, but pre-season's pretty hard. You can't get too excited for it, mate.
After taking time to have a look around the Crusaders' new gym, the Prime Minister also weighed in on the ongoing new stadium debate, which has resurfaced in recent weeks.
If you look at Christchurch, it's known for its prowess in sport and its love of sport, and the Crusaders are an important part of that, so they, absolutely love, watching them play and being able to have good facilities for them. And, if you think about the rugby facilities around the country, it's not practical actually to say that forever Christchurch will have to limp along with a temporary stadium. That wasn't the case prior to the earthquakes, and realistically it shouldn't be the case after the earthquakes. I accept that there's maybe other things that need to take priority, but the long-term outlook for Canterbury has to be, in my view, a world-class stadium, and I personally remain of view one with a roof.
And just finally tonight, 2 Mainland Tactics players have been named in the Silver Fern side for next year. Mainstay Bailey Mears is joined by defender Jess Moulds, who makes the side for the first time. 2 Tactics have also been named in the development squad, with mid-quarter Ericana Pedersen and defender Zoe Walker both making the cut. Well, you're up to date with the latest in local sport. I'm Gordon Findlater for CTV Sport.
Thanks for that, Gordon. Now Mercy's here with the region's weather forecast. Another hot one out there today.
Thanks, Jared. And yes, it was a very hot, muggy one out there today. We saw some places getting to the high 28, 29 degree mark. Very cloudy skies up first though, and a few spits of rain here and there. Today's highs for you, Timaru 28 degrees and Temuka also on 28. Central Canterbury, Christchurch, you saw 28 degrees as well. A little bit cooler there for Akaroa on 27. Leeston also seeing 27 today and 25 for you, Darfield. Heading further north now, Hanmer Springs on 26. 26, Amberley on 26 there as well, and 25 for Cheviot, Rangiora and Oxford. Over to the Alpine region, Arthur's Pass 14 for you today, 22 though for Lake Tekapo and 20 for Mount Cook. Sunny skies there tomorrow, northeasterly winds freshening up your afternoon Timaru. Your expected high 20 there and 10 for that overnight low. Ashburton, you can also expect a sunny one, bit of a cloudy start though, and maybe some cloudy patches in the evening. 22 throughout the day is your high. The Garden City, a nice settled Friday for you. We are expecting a few fresh northeasterly breezes though. 21 is your expected high there. A sunny one for you, Kaikoura. Just watch that cloud in the morning and the evening. 19 degrees there and 10 for that morning start. South Canterbury, tomorrow you can also expect that sunshine, particularly for inland places like Twizel, taking out 24 degrees with those northerly winds. Central Canterbury looking very sunny again for the inland places. A little bit chillier though for these coastal areas like Akaroa, also seeing these northeasterly winds freshening up the temperatures later on. Heading further north, our coastal friends along here, Cheviot, Amberley and Rangiora, a little bit cooler for you with again those northeasterly winds. Warm though for Hanmer Springs and Colverton, further inland getting those warm northerlies. Over to the Alpine region now, 25 degrees for Lake Tekapo and Mount Cook with northwesterly winds for both of you. The weekend is also looking very sunny and nice, 28 degrees there for Ashburton and 27 for Timaru and Christchurch, seeing quite blustery northwesterly winds and high cloud increasing in the afternoon. On Sunday, also expecting these northwesterlies with quite warm expected highs. However, we are seeing a bit of a southerly change in the afternoon and evening. Could we bring a few scattered showers for some places. On Saturday, some will see a few spillover showers and we are expecting a few heavy falls again for Arthur's Pass. However, mostly remaining dry with those warm temperatures and blustery winds. On Sunday, northwesterly winds will be back again. However, they are trending southerly in the afternoon and evening and could be seeing a few showers, particularly up north for you, Kaikoura. Over the next few days, we are expecting that sunshine. Saturday is looking lovely and warm with those really blustery northwesterly winds. Sunday, however, we are seeing a bit of a southerly change later on with a few showers coming your way. That's your update though for Thursday. Back to you, Jared.
Thanks so much for that, Mercy. And that's CTV News for tonight. You can find all our bulletins on demand at ctv.co.nz. Thanks so much for joining us. We leave you now with dance group Polaroid's performance, who took out silver at the World Hip Hop Championships in the Caribbean. I'm Jared McCulloch. Have a great evening.
Security VD, and I got like a female. Back to the base, back to Adidas with the fat lace, back to the act, round right to the track, and the jacket is straight. No chase.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.